In the dim light of an arena illuminated only by lanterns, a man steps into the ring carrying a nickname that felt more like legend: Mysterious Billy Smith. His half-closed eyes hid secrets, his posture radiated both threat and mystery. At just 21, he had already claimed the world welterweight title. But his story was not just about victories. It was about glory stained by violence, about a fighter whom many would call a genius and others a villain. This is the story of William Amos Smith, the Mysterious Billy. William Amos Smith was born on May 15, 1871, in Canada, at a time when boxing still carried the weight of bare-knuckle brutality. His childhood was marked by the harshness of the streets and limited prospects. The ring did not appear to him as a noble choice but as a refuge, a place where fists spoke louder than words, and survival depended on courage and cunning. Even as a youth, Smith showed signs of restlessness. There was a fierce energy within him, an impatience with rules, as if the world owed him something he was determined to seize. This restlessness drove him across borders, seeking in American arenas the stage where he would carve his name. In 1892, at just 21 years old, Smith achieved what few would dare dream. He became the world welterweight champion. Spectators saw in him a relentless fighter, capable of wearing down opponents until exhaustion. His style was not refined, nor elegant. It was raw, direct, suffocating. He did not dance in the ring, he hunted. Each punch seemed to carry more than physical force. It was as if Smith were unleashing upon his opponents all the frustrations of his life. Victory brought instant fame and headlines across the continent. But with glory came a shadow, rumors of low blows, hidden elbows, and quick headbutts. To some, he was an unstoppable warrior. To others, the beginnings of a reputation as the dirtiest fighter of all time were already forming. 6 years later, in 1898, when many saw him as a fading star, William Amos Smith surprised the world once again. At 27, he reclaimed the world welterweight title, proving his ferocity could still bend any opponent. Audiences were split. Some came to applaud his indomitable strength, others came to witness his hidden tricks, waiting for a knee or a headbutt to appear in the shadows of his punches. Smith, however, seemed indifferent to judgment. To him, winning was the only law. His cold expression after victories, almost without celebration, left the impression that this was merely another step in a larger war, a war against the world, against rules, against limits. Over time, Mysterious Billy's fame was no longer just about titles. It became about fear and controversy. Newspaper reports constantly detailed his shadowy methods: elbows in the clinch, disguised knees, headbutts too fast for referees to notice. For many, Smith turned boxing into street warfare. The public was divided. Some idolized him as a fighter willing to do anything for victory, a raw reflection of the harsh life he came from. Others despised him, calling him a disgrace to the sport. It was at this point that his dark legend was cemented, not just as a champion, but as the man forever labeled the dirtiest fighter of all time. After the spotlight of titles faded, Smith found in Portland, Oregon, a setting seemingly tailor-made for his restless nature. The city was growing, full of bars, gambling houses, and streets marked by violence. There, the ex-champion plunged deep into a world of shadows. His days were no longer just about training and fights. He became involved with local criminals, appearing in street confrontations and shady dealings. The man who once thrilled crowds became feared in dimly lit alleys, his name whispered among gamblers and hustlers. It was as if the ring had been only the first act, and now, outside it, Smith waged even more dangerous battles. As years passed, the reflexes that once made him unbeatable began to fail. Outside the ring, the weight of his choices accumulated. Friends drifted away, many feared rather than respected him. The lights of arenas gave way to dimly lit alleys, where Smith was no longer a celebrated champion, just another man marked by excess and violence. He bore on his face scars not only from fights but from endless nights in bars and street brawls. The glory of 2 world titles seemed a distant echo. What remained was an unstable life, haunted by the ghosts of choices that could never be undone. William Amos Smith died on October 15, 1937, at 66 years old, in Portland. Years of fighting and shadowed choices had left their mark, but there was also a silent respect from those who knew his full story. Buried at Multnomah Park Cemetery, Smith left behind a dual legacy. On one side, the champion who conquered the world; on the other, the man who never confined himself to rules, walking between glory and crime. In the solitude of his death, few mourned, but many remembered. Some with admiration for his raw talent, others with caution, remembering that even champions carry deep shadows. The legend of Mysterious Billy remained alive, between reverence and fear. Decades later, William Amos Smith's story was revisited. In 2009, the former champion was posthumously inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, cementing his importance in the sport. The honor recognized not only his victories but the complexity of his life, a man capable of incredible feats in the ring and dark choices beyond it. Today, Smith is remembered as Mysterious Billy, an icon of contradictions. His life is a reminder that glory often walks hand in hand with darkness, and that boxing legends are not only about punches and belts, but about the humanity carried in every blow, every choice, and the legacy left behind.